Happy Thanksgiving, webheads! I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. As always, if you love the daily comic book content or you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, guys, you came to the right place. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to have a fun little topic video for you today about Thanksgiving traditions or horror stories, or do comic books kind of have to deal with your Thanksgiving tradition? Yeah, it's going to be fun. So obviously you're used to seeing Worthy Ones on Thursdays if you're a longtime subscriber. Don't worry, it will be aired at a later date, maybe Friday or Saturday, probably Saturday, just because I didn't have time to read my comic books because it is the holiday week. But I wanted to put this fun little video out here for you. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about some Thanksgiving traditions and fun stories. So me as a kid, right, my parents owned a restaurant and in South Florida, and it was always open during Thanksgiving. So for me, I did not have a lot of Thanksgivings at home with my parents and having turkey, right? So it was a very different Thanksgiving for me in general. So there would be times where I would, one, go to the restaurant with them on Thanksgiving, or if my grandparents came in through the winter time, I would stay with them, right? So that's what I would do. One of the things I would do while at the restaurant was I would help my dad prep food. It was a very fancy restaurant, continental style, you know, like linen on the tablecloths, all kinds of stuff. So I would help my dad like prep food in the mornings and things like that. And then in the evening time, there wasn't really anything for me to do. So I would sit behind the bar on a stool and watch TV. A football on TV, like Thanksgiving football. So that's kind of like what I would do. So if I had my grandparents that would come down, though, the cool thing would be is I would stay at her house, you know, in her winter house, and we would play a ton of games of like Monopoly, Uno, Racco. So those memories were really a lot of fun, and we wouldn't, same thing, we wouldn't have a lot of turkey, you know, we would have like an Italian meal or something like that. So Thanksgiving was a lot different for me, right? However, we would stay at home in the morning time, me and my mother, and we would watch the Thanksgiving Day parade, and I would crack open an actual eggnog, and that's what I would do. And the funny thing is I still drink that eggnog today, which is funny. It's kind of like the kickoff to the holiday season, right? But here is a little thing of a little bit why I got into G.I. Joe. It's so funny. When I was a kid, one day, my mom said, let's go to Walgreens because they were open, right? And if you're not familiar with Walgreens, they are a drugstore. And she was like, oh, I'll buy you something if they have something there. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Because it was just me and my mom. There was nothing really to do. And so, like, I went there and we were looking in a toy aisle, and I remember they had a Cobra action figure, like just the soldier with the blue costume, right? And they had the Cobra like hang glider, right? And I was like, she's like, do you want that? I'm like, yeah, that would be freaking cool. So that was like one of my first ever like G.I. Joe things that I ever got. And go figure that later on in that Christmas season, I actually got a G.I. Joe train set, right? It was like this big map, and it was just like basic track that went on the circle that came like with these little action figures. But those were some of my first like Transformer stuff, right? And so, yeah, I got this Cobra guy, the hang glider, and I was like, yeah, and he was like the only guy, and I had maybe a couple Transformers, and so like they would battle each other, right? So I remember that was so distinctive of like how I kind of got into G.I. Joe, and at the same time, like it was just a lot of fun to play with those things, right? So yeah, I would watch the parade, I would watch the dog show, and obviously I would watch, football, right? Another cool thing was that in later Thanksgivings when I was a little bit older, right? And I talk about G.I. Joe, I had the G.I. Joe movie recorded on my VCR, not my VCR, my parents' VCR in the living room, and I watched that one day because I think I happened to be home, or it was like during the day. It's like vague memory, right? But I would watch G.I. Joe the movie and I was just like glued to it. It was so much fun, dude. So yeah, that's one of those cool memories. Another memory that I had when I was young, Thanksgiving Day, I was at my grandmother's house. Like I said, I would go there, and there was the Miami Dolphin football game. They versus Dallas, right? And I am a Dolphin fan. And there was the snow game, and it actually snowed in Texas, and there was this dramatic ending when it came to the field goal kick, and it looks like Miami was going to lose, and this player by the name of Leon Lett did a bonehead play and touched the ball or something, and then Miami recovered it for to kick another field goal, and they wound up winning that game. I'm like, yeah, I was freaking out, dude. It was awesome memory for me when it came to the Dolphins, right? And then now, obviously, I have new memories with my own family, right? I get together with my in-laws every year, and we get together and we have Thanksgiving, which is always a lot of fun. We had the COVID year where we had everyone sit outside in this big freaking tent. We had my wife's aunt, uncle come over, and it was just precaution, you know what I'm saying? So we bought this big tent in my backyard, and we had Thanksgiving. So I'm curious, what'd you guys do for COVID, right? Another memory was we were in my rental house a few years back, and what happened is we literally put the turkey in the oven, right? And the oven, I shit you not, freaking blew up. Yeah, the oven blew up, and I was like, oh my god, the filament inside was on fire, and we had to put out the fire, and it was just absolutely insane. So we had no Thanksgiving dinner, so we had to literally call up my in-laws, and we had to kind of pivot, and we had to take any stuff that we had over there, get a new turkey or whatnot, and then we had to go and drive to, it's not too far away, it's 45 minutes away, to go and make dinner over there. But it was freaking crazy. Last thing I ever expected was my actual oven to blow up. Oh my god, it was crazy. That was such a memory. I can't even begin to tell you. But it's kind of funny how some of these traditions still carry on today. I still drink that eggnog. I kick it off with my family. Here we go. Kicking off the holidays, I drink eggnog. I love the way it tastes for 3 sips, and then I get sick of it. And it's the only time I ever drink it, but it's something I've done since I was a kid. And we eat cinnamon rolls, right? And I make eggs for the family, and then we watch that parade and the dog show. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of what I do, and you get to see a little bit of the comic book or connection there with G.I. Joe, right? But yeah, I'm just so curious to hear in the comment section below the traditions that you hold at your household, or maybe some horror stories that happened, in your household when it comes to the dinner and stuff like that. So I'm very curious to hear. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little topic video today. Stay tuned tomorrow on Friday for the first episode of Finally It's Friday, as we talk about another cool little topic, and it has to do with Spider-Man. So hopefully you stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, I'll leave you more content right here for you to check out. It's my latest comic book haul and the top 10 most pulled comic books. So once again, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I am so thankful for all of you guys out there that have supported the channel, whether it's 1 day, 10 years, however long I've been around. Guys, thank you. You are absolutely awesome. Please enjoy your Thanksgiving and be safe.